Good afternoon. For discussion 4.4, I'd like to show you a literacy instructional strategy that we use here at Anne Frank Elementary. All right, my instructional strategy is going to be incredibly easy, but it's incredibly effective. We've been using this strategy for the last few years here at Anne Frank Elementary School in Philadelphia. We also find that it is incredibly easy to differentiate this instruction by using this simple tool. The tool that we're going to use today, it can be done in a copybook, it could be done on a blank piece of paper, or it can be given as a runoff, as I'll present it through this assignment today. We're going to look at three different but very similar versions uh, of this sequencing model. They each depict a different part of the year which we would do them. So we're looking at a literacy instructional tool that we would use in kindergarten. And the first one would be when we first introduce the idea. For differentiation, we're simply going to ask the student to write what they have illustrated. So let me show you what I mean by that. Here's what we're looking at. Simple piece of paper, name, draw a picture of an event that happened in the story. They will simply draw a picture of something that they heard. They respond in the story. They'll put something, and we're basically just trying to make sure that they're paying attention. We're trying to make sure that they got that a book has some sort of meaning or some sort of message. And then for the students that are ready to start writing, we ask them to write what they illustrated. So certainly at the beginning of the year, we get a handful, probably 3 to 5 students that can write a word or two. You'll get a student that does a bunch of run-on letters. But for the most part, most of the students are not ready to do this part yet. This is really at the beginning of the school year. All right. But we certainly try to do it, and it keeps a nice, comfortable lesson for the students who aren't ready, because they certainly can take out their crayons and they can draw something right here, and they still feel like they are part of the class, because then we will ask them, what did you draw? Okay. Now, sequencing, when we progress through the idea of sequencing, probably mid-year. So we're talking about January, February at this point, around the midpoint of the year. And here's what the sequencing would then look like. Here's what we would then be asking the children to do here. Sequencing 2, draw a picture of an event that happened at the start of the story and a picture of an event that happened at the end. So certainly this is something we do during our shared reading time. I will read a book out loud. I prefer not to show them a video. I prefer reading the book. I prefer sitting in a circle so we all can see the book and we can experience the book. We can do things like turn and talk. We can do inferencing. We can do predicting. And then that way we kind of get that comprehension rolling. But again, when the objective is sequencing, simply ask the students what happened at the start, what's a big event that happened at the start, and then what's a big event that happened at the end of the story. For my students that are ready to progress, as a bonus, tell what you have illustrated above. The mind thought here is, now we're midway through the year. They've seen some of their constituents doing the work. Maybe some of them are going to start to write a word or two. Maybe some of them are going to try to put together a sentence here. For your high achievers, you're going to get a sentence for the beginning, and you're going to get a sentence for the end. Are they grammatically perfect sentences? No. But the idea is starting here that you're going to have a sentence for the start and a sentence for the end. So again, nice way to differentiate it. For students that aren't ready, this is just simply listed as a bonus. And finally, let's go through here. Sequencing as when we progress to the idea of the end of the year. Now, this is anytime after the mid. And again, it'll look like the first two. Sequencing 3, draw a picture, start, middle, end, bonus. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.